I'm honestly, I don't know what will happen. What will be like in 200 years. So, but
Can't
for
imagine.
sure, music will be always there.
What's up, everybody? It is Fashion Week in New York City. And with Fashion Week, the stars come out. What's going on, brother?
What's up, brother?
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
But we got the legendary producer, manager, Italian god when it comes to rap, DJ Shablo. You're also a DJ too,
Yeah.
right? You play for artists. You do it all.
Actually, I starting like a DJ in the 90s,
Okay.
a lot of time ago. Then I started producing, and then at the end, I just started managing like 10 years ago.
Okay. Now, managing is what takes up
Yeah.
the most time.
Yeah, now, actually, yes. Yes, because now, I mean, the last few 5-6 years, all the Italian market really grew up a lot. Like, so the music business in Italy now is like, it's really big compared to
When it started.
when I started, yeah.
So let's bring it back a little further than that, and then I want to talk about what's going on in Italian music today.
Yeah.
But originally, weren't you born in Argentina, if I'm not mistaken?
Exactly. I was born in Buenos Aires, in Argentina, in the 80s. And then I moved to Italy, but I was like, of course, like I had Italian roots, like almost all the people from Argentina, like almost the 60-70% of
It's Italian.
are Italian.
But usually people do, well, not usually, but a lot of people move to Argentina.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people do it like this.
Yeah.
So how exactly did that happen with your family? Did they have an opportunity in Italy or something?
Yeah, like when I was born in South America, situation was already a little bit hectic, critic, and with like politics and like also a lot of troubles. So at the end, we decided to come back actually because my mom was born in south of Italy. After the war, then she decided to move to Argentina with her family. My father was born in Argentina, but his family was from Italy. So at the end,
So both, your mom is...
the roots were both from
Italian,
Italy.
both
Yeah,
Italian.
Yeah. So at the end, we was like a return in a way.
It didn't work out there.
Yeah. No,
So-
I mean, no, it worked for a while, but I mean,
Just the politics was too much?
yeah, I mean, situation is tough in South America. Like in a way. I still have a lot of family there. I go like every year, but like at the time was kind of difficult. So there was some issue with militaries. Like at the end, like the economic situation was not so stable. So at the end, they decide to go in a place like more peaceful. In a way. So
Yeah, no, it makes
they
sense.
move. Yeah.
So when you went to Italy, what part of Italy did you go to?
We moved to Perugia, which is like in the center of Italy,
Yeah.
like Umbria, close to Florence, between Florence and
Yeah,
Rome.
yeah.
And I stayed there like few years. Then I moved to study in Bologna, which is in the north. And then I moved like to Amsterdam in the Netherlands. I've been there like 5-6 years, working there with a lot of artists, and I needed
Is that where
to
you
change
started
area.
DJing in Amsterdam?
No,
Or
no,
you started
no. Actually, I started really early, like early years, like when I was like 15. In Perugia was something for me. I started there.
And then when you went to the university,
then I went to Bologna to university, but like was something for passion. Was not like really a
Not
job
a money
or-
thing?
No, not a money thing. No.
Did you didn't DJ parties and stuff? Or?
Yeah, then I started like this, and it was a way. I mean, to work. Like, but was like not something like nowadays. Which is like really a business. At the time was like more a passion. I used to do it. Like, it was good. I mean, I had fun. And then from Amsterdam, I moved back to Italy.
To
and then I
Milano?
moved to Milano, yeah. And then
If you do music work, it has to be in Milano,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Nowadays, yes. At the time when I started, no, there were a lot of other places where you can meet people. That
When you started,
yeah.
who were the big Italian artists?
Oh, shit. Well, when I started,
It was more underground, like
yeah, everything was underground.
Club Dogo.
Club Dogo. I mean, we started together with Club Dogo.
Oh, so you
I
started
was
at the
the
same
first
time?
DJ of Club Dogo. You know?
Oh,
Like,
okay. So
when-
you like went on tour, played their sets and everything?
yeah. The first tour of Club Dogo, I was DJing with them, and I remember when Gue and he came to my house in Bologna and he bring me the first album of Club Dogo, no, Mi Fist, before it was released. Because I was already active like a producer at the time, so they wanted everybody because we were really close, like with also Jake La Furia at the time was named Fame was his name, and Don Joe the producer. So they came to my place and they wanted to let us listen to my crew because at the end we had a crew in Bologna with Inoki. There was like a underground.
Was that the
rapper
first
at the
time you really saw Italian hip hop in that kind of light? Where you're like, oh my God, this is amazing?
Yeah, of course. But this was earlier before when I was 12, like 92, 93 was the first time I remember that I started listening to hip hop, you know, like to the
American hip hop or Italian?
I started with both. I mean, both. The first American act I remember in Perugia, because in Perugia there's a big international festival, jazz festival. That is really famous, which is called like Umbria Jazz. And I remember when Guru from Gangstar, you know, he came with a project that he was promoting at the time named Jazz Matas with DJ Premier, and it was amazing. It was like 94, something like that. And I went there. So to see the show, I was like 14, and for me it was like, wow, amazing. You know, like,
that was life-changing.
Like then Perugia, you know, like a really small town in Italy,
and he's doing it
no one was listening to hip hop at the time, you know, in Italy. So for me, it was really, really amazing. That was the first thing that I heard, and then I started listening all the names, the artists that were big at the time, like I don't know, Cypress Hill, like House of Pain, like Wu-Tang Clan, you know, like all these names, you know, like, and then I fell in love with Mobb Deep, you know, like all that B.I.G., all the
so you've seen
big names,
all
know,
the steps
Nas.
so far.
Yeah,
You've seen all the steps.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference from hip hop in Italy now and then back then?
Oh, a lot. Everything is changed, you know, like everything, because at the time no one was doing this for money or for business. It was just a passion. You never thought that it would become so big. So
it was more underground, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it was a passion. We did it just to have fun, and we never thought that it would be like a really full-time job, you know, or something that we used to do like for passion. You know, like was like started like a game. Was something that you had to do like just to express yourself, you know, or something that you really had fun to do it. And it was all different, you know, like
while this is happening, you can't make this up. We're live in Brooklyn, everybody.
What happened?
We're in Brooklyn, and a song he produced is playing outside.
Oh, really?
You didn't hear what that was?
I listened. You know what it was,
right? Mimang.
Julieta Wow, yeah.
That you cannot make that up, guys. We are in Brooklyn, but I will say, when people pass by this office, they know what happens. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They know when Italians are in town, they come here.
Okay.
And
this is the place to be.
You hear it, right?
Amazing, man.
You hear it, right?
Great.
But listen, man, I want to say thank you first because
thank you.
The first time we spoke, a lot of people ask me, Sabino, I see you doing a lot of things with Italian hip hop. How did it start? And I always say this story. We put something on Instagram when Sfera dropped Famoso.
Yeah.
And I put a story on our Instagram saying, we want to interview you to promote your music to all our Italian American followers. So Sfera answered in 15 minutes. Let's do it. So I started saying, when do you want to do me a favor? Talk to my manager, Shablo. Right? So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like, Shablo, but doesn't he produce? He manages him too? Whatever. We were in emails, and then we set up the Sfera interview.
Also, Gue spoke to me about you.
Yes. Then,
also Gue,
Gue, because then I interviewed Gue, but with Gue, like, I kind of spoke to him one-on-one.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, call me this time, we do it.
Yeah.
So, boom, that's two ways we came across each other's paths. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, this guy works with Gue too? Then we're in Times Square, New York City. Blanco's doing a Calvin Klein shoe. Shablo's there again. Right? Then I got an artist, Irama.
Yeah.
Shablo's there too.
Yeah.
Bro, how is it enough hours in a day to handle the biggest. You literally have 4 of the biggest artists in Italy.
Yeah, actually, yes.
How can you? How does one even handle that?
Because I mean, I have fun, no? You know, like something that I really enjoy in doing it, you know. So it's something that I don't feel the effort in a way, you know. Like, of course, it's a job, it's something that you have to do in a professional way. But you know, like I started like a game when I was a kid, you know. So always you have always to maintain that soul, you know, like that spirit, you know, in a way.
It's fun for you. That's the first
for me,
thing.
it's fun when you do something that you love, you know. You don't feel, you know, like
Doesn't feel
you're
as
working
bad.
like 24 hours, you know. So there's something that moves you in a way, you know. So it always was like this with me, you know, like. So it's
What I like about you too is that from working with you on multiple projects now, I can see you have a great team around you. Like Yada,
sure,
Laura.
Sure.
Like you have people that I feel if you
course.
put them in charge of a
you know,
task,
I
they
mean,
get it done.
I'm the
and
face,
that's
you know,
important.
but
Yeah, that's
it's a team
face,
job,
yeah.
you know. Like I'm like I'm the front man in this case, like an artist, you know. All artists always has a team, you know, in a way that works for him. And it's the same as for me, you know. I'm like I have the vision, but I need a team that you know, like that helps me with every day with job, you know. Like otherwise it would be impossible, you know, with all these artists, as you said before. So that's my what I'm on this right now, you know, to build, you know, like a big structure of people that, you know, they do this for passion like me, and they help me like to handle all this situation, because it's not easy, you know. Like it's not people maybe thinks it's easier than it is in reality, you know. But it's like a job like any other, you know. Like you really need to be focused on this, and there's a lot of expectations from people. I mean, we're talking about people's life, you know. Like for them, it's like the careers it's like a job like another, really. So you have to do it like in a really, you know, passion and focused way. So we're on this because in Italy it's not like the States, like here where the music business, you know, like it's like 30-40 years that already, you know. I mean you create the entertainment
Italy's a little
business,
behind.
you know.
Italy's a
In
little
Italy it's
behind.
like this. A lot of people, they still don't see it like a really professional job, you know. Still when artists they start singing, you have always families, okay, but what you want to do when you grow up, you know. It's like it's not they don't take it seriously, you know. Now it's changing, you know, because there's really a business behind. So
And it's been a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
So what was your first reaction when you discovered Sfera's music? For everybody wondering at home, Sfera Ebbasta. Right?
Yeah.
You, from what I've heard, because I don't know 100%, that's why I brought up this question, but I think you were involved very early on.
Yeah.
Right? So how was that process?
I mean, when I found him like in 2000, end of 2015, when he just released one song on YouTube. So
what song is it?
Panette.
Oh, so that was the big.
video.
That was the first big song.
Yes. And I found it on YouTube with my partner at the time, was in Marrakesh.
Yes, of
is
course,
like
Mara.
a big artist.
Yeah, of course,
you
of
know,
course.
it's like a legend too. And we had like a company at the time named Roccia Music, where we were trying to develop like younger
Develop artists.
Yes, developers.
So in the sense of access to beats, studio,
Yeah, I mean, at the time,
creativity, like music, like
wasn't
videos.
like a time like now. The business wasn't already something, you know. There wasn't a lot of money still yet on. It wasn't really a market, but we were like trying to build like a bigger crew, you know, like young people, because we were feeling it that the scene was changing, that the music was changing, because before Sfera and all these trap guys, no, the new generation, hip hop was more like boom bap, you know. In Italy, it was like more old school kind of sound, you know. After that, it changed because with auto tune and trap music,
It changed everything.
like changed everything, you know. And then it happens in the same time where. You know, also the streaming services arrives and it changed everything, because before was the CD.
It was hard to find the music back then.
Yeah, but
you had to work for the music.
Yeah.
You had to get a cassette or a CD from somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, Kumba, fammi una copia, per
yeah,
favore.
yeah,
Dai,
exactly.
yeah. You know, it's like quella CD, yeah, dai. Now it's accessible. I remember when I used to go to Italy when I was like 15, 16, 17. We used to bring CDs from here there.
Yeah, of course.
Because if not, you're just listening to Kiss Kiss the whole time.
Yeah,
So-
then Salerno, I mean, was
Yeah,
hardcore,
exactly.
find things in
Even
there.
harder. So
Yeah.
you guys hit it off right away, and
Yeah.
so you were very hands-on with his first album.
Yeah. No, then from that point, I mean, I called him immediately when I saw that YouTube video. I remember he he didn't believe that was really me calling him, because I
That's
already
dope.
was working with Marrakesh, and he was like, no, something. He didn't was sure that I was maybe it was a joke, someone that is calling him, in a way.
It's amazing.
And then we started immediately, and
So you met him right away from there?
yeah. We met him with Marrakesh, and we proposed him to start working together, to him and to his producer Charlie Charles.
Well, Mara then hopped on the remix to
Yeah, we
with
did.
Luque. What's that?
Yeah.
The
We
song,
did
XDV.
Ex
Pedavero.
Pedavero remix. Yes, with Luque.
So
that happens like almost a year after that we were ready.
Oh,
Because
okay.
at the beginning they said, okay, we want to start to get working together with you and Marra, but we don't want that people knows that, because they wanted to.
Was it frowned upon because they're doing that kind of music?
They were scared that people would say, oh, okay, now because, I mean.
You want to do commercial
you're becoming-
music?
No. It was more like, okay, now you are making it because there's Shablo and Marrakesh behind you, but you don't deserve it in a way, So because
Okay.
at the time, people was really, I mean, there was a lot of hating on their sound, because was something really different from what it would happen.
Charlie also gave him a very unique sound because
Yeah.
his beats,
Yeah.
like on that first CD,
Yeah, but it takes time before people really accept that thing, And the beginning was like, okay, no, then it's not hip
what
hop,
was the moment that made it break through, you think?
I mean, was something. It didn't happen like from one day to the other, but okay. I mean, we started from XDVR. The CD was cool. Was like a cult record, but was something like more on the streets, Then he did like Sfera Ebbasta, which was the first Universal album, so major album for them, was a big step. But everything changed with Rockstar, with that CD.
That's when you had a lot of the features,
Yes.
like the Quavo feature.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like also for numbers and everything, like was totally different from what was happening before, and it changed that it become like a mainstream artist, Before was like more like a hip hop kind of thing, like younger act was like growing, but with Rockstar it was like pop, like mainstream. So pop in the sense that was really popular.
That was, you would hear it everywhere.
And brings
so-
all this sound to a mainstream, audience. So radios start playing music, and like television start invite us. So it was something different. That was a little revolution, I think.
So being you have the eye for talent and that you know music both on creating it and managing it,
Yeah.
what's the first thing you look for in an artist that you might want to work with? What does there need to be a natural relationship first that
Yeah. No, I want to say that actually I'm not looking for any other artists anymore. Because
That's
I'm
it,
full,
you're done.
That's it. I'm done. I'm
That's it.
closing.
All right, guys, don't DM him.
Don't send any demos. I'm
Post.
finished with that. But usually I was looking for like, okay, you have to be unique, something that I'm looking when I work with an artist. I'm trying to don't have doubles, like copies, copycat. I mean, I want something.
That's the one
unique,
thing. Everybody's super different. I will say
I
that.
want different artists in my team, because otherwise, to me, it's something that also is a big. I don't know. So it's I want different. If you think like Sfera as an identity, like Weh was another identity. Irama is doing another kind of music. Blanco too. Like are all different artists with their own identity. So to me, it's challenging.
And all different challenges. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So
Because they all work with different producers too.
Yes.
Different, it's
So
different
you have to be,
emails.
of course, talent, be unique in a way, and then I mean, I started also in the past to work also with other artists, but the artists that I maintain right now is because we have, in a way, the same vision of also the career they want to have, a way, and the way they want to work. So we need also to have like an empathy in a way. We need to be on the same path on the decisions we take. Otherwise, it's difficult,
You can't be in business with somebody you butt heads with.
Yeah,
And being that you've been in the game so long,
yeah.
if you say something to one of the artists you manage,
Yeah, I mean,
you want what's best for them.
If it doesn't work for me, I mean, the artists, they're free to follow, because maybe they can do better also without me. I mean, I'm not saying that, like, I mean, things is like you need to find a chemistry, with someone that really has to work, and it's not always happening. But I was lucky. I mean, I found good artists, and I mean, we're still working with everyone all together.
You guys are always ready to expand. I feel the last year or so, I've seen you 6 times. You guys are starting to come to America a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's been the biggest difference for Italian music for us because now that we know each
the
other.
new challenge, like bring the Italian music, outside of Italy, like that's the new thing, like before.
Do you think this is a good question? Do you think that there is a way that Italian music could be super big in America, like the way Andrea Bocelli or Pavarotti was?
Yeah, I mean, I think it will happen. I don't know when, but I'm sure because with all the digital market, like right now, as we said before, you need to have like a physical product, to export,
to show them.
To show them. I mean, so I think I see the future. I don't know when it will happen, but I'm sure it will be like this, like where people in Brooklyn can listen, I don't know, music from Rwanda or from India, and people in China can listen Italian music.
UK music a lot.
Yeah, you see now UK music now. I mean, there's this Central C guy, now it's growing a lot with this last track he did, like here also in the States.
I feel in Europe, a lot of artists, it's more free to work with European artists. So you'll hear an Italian and French song, an Italian Spanish song, an Italian Albanian. But in America, it's only Italian and English you really see mainstream.
I mean,
and those crossovers.
Market is tough. The US market is the hardest. Like it's really difficult. Like it's the final monster to come here and like success here. But it's not impossible. I mean, it happened in the past. More one entrance door could be like the Latin market. Something that it happened in the past. So we had like people like Eros Ramazzotti, Laura Pausini,
yes.
that they used to to translate all the
lyrics,
the works in Spanish, and it was a good way to enter the like the scene here. And
it's funny, if you look up Eros Ramazzotti,
yeah,
his Spanish songs get more streams.
Yeah.
So those ones come up first.
I mean, the Spanish market is the biggest right now, in the world, because I mean, there's like a lot of Spanish, mother language, like tongue, but I think Italian.
If I could be honest, real quick, what I think, right, and I've had this conversation with someone you manage too, but we came to the conclusion that the only way Italian artists could make that next step is instead of always featuring on their album. So, for example, you have, Bad Bunny on an Italian artist album. But the other way is
the Italian
Bad Bunny
on the Bad Bunny album. That would be the difference. Yeah,
I think the difference now is where these American artists need to feature these guys, and that's why I love working with you guys, because I feel we all have that same vision, and that's what we try to work for.
No, this is something that, but this can happen to me. It's not something impossible. Of course, has to be. It's a thing that has to born from an organic, natural relationship. It's not something.
I mean, you can't buy a verse from people like that.
No.
So,
but can happen. I mean, I'm sure that it will happen. I'm sure. Of course, it takes time, But I'm seeing
Rome wasn't built in a day.
No, exactly.
And neither was Italian music. It's a slow, gradual.
We don't decide, the times, the timings. But you have to work, and and you never know. But I mean, if you think, I mean, the music market, like in the world, I mean, has less than 150 years, 100 years. I mean, 100 years ago, there never existed anything. Like if you think before, I don't know, Elvis, or like it wasn't like even like
CD, like this,
like physical
records. Well,
records,
before
like
that,
vinyls, like
cassettes, stuff like that.
Just played music like in places, and it wasn't
live,
even like something that make you famous. I mean, it wasn't something that
with an accordion
like
or
you didn't have a status. Like it's not. I mean, all the jet set and all the business is really something really like early. It happens in like 50, 60 years, if you think. I mean, imagine in 100, 200 years what could happen. I mean, with all the new technologies and everything, that the world will be smaller. It will be much easier, everything, So I'm honestly, I don't know what will happen. What will be like in 200 years. So, but for sure, music will be always there because...
music's forever.
Yeah, music's forever, and it's something that people needs in a way, because it brings you like you get emotional with the music, It's something that really hits you like in the deep, like, so it's a way to communicate, but also to get like really like. I think it's something that always also in this period, like, it was really hard the last 2 years with the COVID and all this, this thing. But musical, I mean, the market, it never had like a crisis. It was always like, it's always
if
growing,
anything, during crisis, it goes up.
Yeah, because people needs to have dreams to get emotions, like, so now that you can go to the concert once again, and join people and being all together is something that you really appreciate more than before, no? So I think it is something that will last forever. Before
you came, I told Lil Pick, I said, I'm going to interview Shablo. He's going to be like, that's going to be a very intelligent conversation. And I think we got that. I think
Thank you, bro.
People that don't know who you are, they learned who you are, what you do, and people that know who you are learned a little bit more. Before we go, it would be crazy if I didn't, but do you have any spoilers you could tell us? Any projects coming up? Anything that, you could tell us that's in the works?
I mean, we're always working, there's always something coming out. I mean, I cannot tell a lot, but I mean, we right now, I mean, we're always on the move, like we are here with Irama working on his new project. He's working a lot with.
I heard a couple of songs.
Yeah.
I will tell you, everybody's going to be very pleased with this.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? When we were in Miami, I heard a couple.
Yeah.
I like the sound.
Yeah.
Like we said, everybody's different.
Yeah.
This is. He's the only guy in Italy, I think.
He's really focused on his vision. He's always in my.
I'm very humble. He's right here in the background. Yeah. The next time he comes, we're gonna practice English from now till 3 months. And next time he's up. But
okay. Now he's learning Spanish, so
yeah. Well, okay, maybe
we can do it in Spanish.
Español. ¿Qué es el problema?
Hablamos español. Él un poquito entiende.
Un poquito.
He needs like a girl, like from the States or a Spanish country.
Yeah, a girl will teach him.
Yeah, he needs that.
At least the important things.
You see,
thank
you.
You
didn't understand, like he didn't get it, like. So this word,
You know what they say in Italian, "Faccia festa per noi la guerra." That's what we grew with.
Good. So I wait you. We're starting the Sfera tour next week.
Yes,
so
I'll see you there.
You'll come, so
I'll see you there.
We'll have fun. It will be amazing. It's almost all sold out, and it will be really, really a big thing. And then when his album is coming out really soon, he's gonna announce soon.
I know one of the features on there.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah.
No spoilers.
You help us, of course.
No, of course. No, but I just want to say on behalf of me, growing up Italian, every Italian American, congratulations on all your success.
His family.
Thank you for everything you do for the Italian music, and I know you have a good heart and you're really pushing forward the culture.
Brother. Thank you for support for us. It's very important to have,
of course. And I'm always here in your corner and support everything you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, brother.
Thank you, brother.